All right, welcome to Trap Talk Podcast, episode number 2, featuring King Cringe over here. How you doing?
Pretty good.
We got Thomas over here and my co-host.
Puff Central. You already know me, though.
Yep, let's get it. So, where are you from, man?
I was originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hell yeah. Well,
crazy.
you grew up there? How long were you there?
Yeah, I grew up there my entire life, and so
You were there all the way until you moved here?
3 months ago.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Cool. When did you start the whole TikTok thing? Like, how long ago was that?
So at this point, I would say it's been close to a year.
Oh, cool.
It was pretty crazy because before I started, it was last August that I knew I wanted to move to LA. I made it a goal. I said, since last August, I said by next August I'm gonna move to LA for acting. So I didn't know I was gonna do TikTok. I just had that set. So, maybe we'll get more into that. In a little bit,
that's solid. Just a year.
You chose LA for acting?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. At no point did you think, "Oh, I'm gonna go to New York," or "I'm gonna go." No, you knew LA. You
Locked
knew
on
California.
LA.
I just know this is the hot spot.
It
know,
is.
Everyone talks about it.
It is.
It is. It's definitely right on that.
Yeah, it's gotten you this far. I mean, shit. Yeah.
What was your first video that blew up on TikTok?
So when I first started, I actually wasn't doing like cringe dates and stuff like that. I started off doing like ridiculously fake ID videos. So I'd go to like a gas station with like, McLovin. I've done Barack Obama, Joe Biden.
That's awesome.
And I would just walk up with like, I would print out a fake ID, put it on like a classic random card or something, and just go up there and do a voice impression.
That's solid. That's funny, dude.
So.
That's awesome. And then at what point, like, was it enough for you to like move to LA and like pursue the career?
Well, luckily I started picking up sponsors like early.
Oh, no way.
In the career. So, I didn't really know how I was going to move because, I'm paying for all of it myself. So, luckily sponsors did, hit me up early, and I just knew from the start I was going to figure it out somehow.
That's solid. Who are you sponsored by?
My first sponsor was What Do You Meme? They picked me up at like 14,000 followers.
Damn.
Which, I mean, that's possible, but I don't know how often it happens. So
yeah.
No, they saw something.
Yeah, they did for sure.
That's solid. Getting early like deals and stuff like that. That's really good. And is it enough to come out here and just survive?
Not just What Do You Meme. After they were like my first sponsors that were helpful for sure.
Oh no,
Cool,
shit. Okay.
cool.
Once I got a manager and stuff like that, he started picking stuff up for me. So
It's pretty
that's
solid.
what's up.
Cool. So how many deals do you have right now? Like how many sponsors do you have right now?
sometimes they're just individual deals with apps and stuff like
Okay,
that.
cool.
But
Is it like promo or is it like what do you do mainly for the companies?
right, usually I'll just we'll find a company that has their app or whatever,
Yeah.
and I'll do specific promos just for those apps, and we just keep finding companies like that. Well, they reach out to us and stuff like that. So.
That's solid. That's solid.
Yeah.
So what is your like current goal? Like what are you working towards and what's your long-term goal in the whole game?
Yeah, so I knew once I started social media that it'd be a really good stepping stone into acting, because I feel that there's it's a really oversaturated, there's lots of competition.
Yeah, there
Lots
definitely
of people
is.
want to be actors. Lots of people say they're going to move to LA for acting.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think that by starting social media, my account sort of became my portfolio.
Yeah.
And so that'll be really good if some people want to check that out and
Solid.
see like my character acting and stuff like that.
And you wanted to do like acting long term?
Yes,
you wanna
that's like
go
the
in,
ultimate goal.
movies and stuff like that?
What type of movies are you looking at?
I feel like I would really want to be on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like
On
a
Netflix?
Netflix
Okay.
series or
Okay.
something
Oh, you're
like
trying
that.
to go
Oh, a
dramatic,
series.
comedy, like.
I feel like I could fit. That's tough. I feel like I could do some serious roles, but ultimately, I think like I'd be really good with sort of an really animated character style, because that's what I do with King Cringe.
Yeah.
With Aiden.
That's what I was
King
gonna
Cringe.
say. Like you're really good at like it seems like you play any role. Talking to you now, it seems like you could play any serious role, you know what I'm saying? But then also seeing the whole role of Aiden and everything, that's a whole different level of like talent to be able to
range.
do. I can't do that, That's
Yeah.
awesome that you can do that.
Yeah.
So you definitely have a lot of potential. You could literally just do any Netflix series.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's-
I feel like if someone told me to play the Grinch right now, I feel like I could pull it off, honestly.
That would be awesome,
Dude, that would
dude.
go hard. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
That
me?
would be awesome.
Could do it.
Okay. So at what point in your career did you figure like you knew this was it. This is what you wanted to do.
The cringe stuff specifically?
No. Like all the way back, like as far as you can think. What point did you go? I know that I want to be I want to be out there. I want to be that person. You know?
Oh yeah. So for sure. All throughout high school, I could not stand school. I absolutely hated it. Right? Like, I think like the education. I can't even speak. See,
You're good.
I feel like the education system now is so outdated, and nothing has changed in like 100 years. There's not education within itself is great. You should be learning things every single day, but there's a difference between learning things that aren't necessarily gonna, be valuable for your specific future. It's just a cookie cutter system. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that all the way. I didn't learn.
They're teaching you to just kind of go.
I took 2 years of Spanish, and I can hardly make up 2 sentences. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the classes they teach don't always help you very much in the long run.
Hola, I want a taco. And that wasn't even fully Spanish.
And the biggest problem I had with it, though, in general, was the fact that you are being taught all throughout all these years that you have to work under someone. Right? So anyone who's ever done anything had a realization that if they wanted to be truly successful, they're not going to be the ones working under someone. Right?
Yep, you got to do it yourself. And they're not like, think about it. If you were the government, would you make school teach kids how to be the best?
No, not everybody can be a CEO.
You need more people to work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like they're making it so they have more worker ants to do the stuff that they don't want to do, like entertain the masses and do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's
right, and that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with like typical jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
everyone needs a job, and
we need all those people.
We need those people, right? But I just knew for me, I felt like ever since I was young, I had too much creativity and energy to I couldn't do it. I was sitting there every day in class just so bored. But so anyway, that's when I knew, once I started to hate school at a young age, that's there was one point when I found a couple friends in high school, James and Gabe. They were like really good friends for mostly all of high school. Not mostly, all of high school.
Yeah.
And my friend Gabe and James, they both want to be, directors and stuff like that. So there was something called the 48-Hour Film Festival in Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
And
heard of that.
My friend Gabe was like, yo man, like I feel like you'd be really good in this. And this was the first time I was ever going to do anything involving acting.
Oh, when was that? What year was that, you think?
I believe that was 3 years ago now, maybe.
Oh, wow. That was your first time like starting all the acting?
Yes, and believe it or not.
Wow.
So the film was called That Guy. That's what we called it. And weirdly enough, the character I played was a nerdy character.
Yeah.
And
so you've got actual film out there.
Yes.
It's not just...
I have it, yeah.
That's
no
cool.
Shit.
So it was basically like a nerdy character where... my friend Josh in the short film he was like supposed to be the Chad, right?
Yeah.
And he was constantly one-upping me in every scenario. So like there was this girl we were competing for, and I had like zero social skills in the short film, and I was acting like cringy. And in every scene, he was one-upping me and getting this girl basically.
What was the name of this film? Sorry?
It's called That Guy.
That's pretty dope.
Am I able to find it on Google?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't remember what year it was. I have it on my phone somewhere, but
that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Like just for 3 years deep into the game, you're doing pretty good.
Thanks, man. Yeah, but that's the thing. It was just like we basically made that short film, and then everyone who was in the contest, we all got to go into like a movie theater and watch everyone's short film on the screen.
That's cool.
And once I saw that come to life, that's when I knew. I'm like, I felt like I was, since a young age, I really loved entertaining. I was just always joking around, and sort of, it was like, I don't know why, but that just felt like me, so once I saw it on the big screen and come to life, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, this is what I want.
It clicked at that moment for sure.
That's perfect. You answered a question I was going to ask already. Yeah. That's perfect.
Sorry, what was the name of that film festival?
48-Hour Film Festival.
48-Hour, right.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to ask you something that, like, since you started all this, something that you learned that stuck with you, something that, like a moral, I guess, something that helped you through your daily life and, like, doing all these skits and stuff. Like, what was the biggest takeaway?
For sure. I think the most important thing that I realized was truly, I feel like success comes in your daily, before you even start social media, before you even start all that, really what brought me to this point was like a whole self-improvement journey, right? Because the thing is, you can't expect yourself to perform at a certain level when you don't have everything in check with yourself, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, there was a point like, a year and a half ago when I was just like down bad, you know what I'm saying? I was just at a bad point. And, I had to sort of take a step back and reevaluate everything I was doing and my choices and stuff like that. And, I decided that it was time to make a change. So I sort of just, cut off my social life. I started going to the gym and I got into like all this kind of stuff. Like I started reading up on like the law of attraction. I started doing meditation. I started, taking cold showers, just all these things that, basically the less you indulge in, excess amounts of dopamine, the harder it'll be, from my experience, to truly take action in the real world. You know
I know
what I'm saying?
exactly what you're saying. Like I've had little things like that I implement into my daily life that just increase the overall quality of life. You know what I'm saying?
No, you start getting too happy, you start getting lazy, and it's like
Yeah,
you get
I feel
caught
that
in
a
a
little bit,
cycle
yep.
of
Right.
just
And that's what I'm saying. Like
I
I would
feel
get into things like dopamine detoxes and stuff like that because I realized like you can get that same level of accomplishment artificially when you're like playing video games.
Oh,
or
yeah.
you could choose to
Seriously.
take a step back, not do that, and figure out how you can, get that reward from real life things.
Yeah, I
so
agree
that's
with
how I
that.
sort of hacked it. I was like, I watched videos on that and I realized like that's how the only way I was going to be able to take real action.
well, it's one of the ways that they keep you down.
Yeah.
New video games coming out all the time. These stupid little achievements right when you're ready to give up, and it's like, oh well, I'll get one more if it was kind of like that, and it keeps you down. You're just always striving for the next video game goal. You need real goals.
Right.
I wasn't able to find that video. You do need to send me that
Yeah,
at
I'll
some
send it to
point,
you.
please.
For sure.
I definitely want to see. Is it worth like putting it on the channel and shouting it out type thing for people to check out?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, that'd be like something really cool for people to look back on.
I
Who
bet.
knows, however long from now.
Definitely. All right, bet. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't too embarrassing for you
Oh
to
no,
like, put you on
nothing
like
could be
that.
more embarrassing than what I do now. So.
I feel that. So
But
you broke
that's
the
the type
barrier.
of stuff that gets people interested. Okay, so when you started doing the cringe stuff, did you know that was going to take off, or were you just kind of hesitant at first? Like, what was the?
So actually, it sort of happened by accident, but it became calculated a little bit later on. So after the fake ID videos, I did gym kickout videos at like Planet Fitness.
Okay.
So, lots of people have done this, like Nelk and all kinds of other channels.
course.
But I did a couple of those, and those did decently well. And I was like, okay, this is fun. But I knew it wasn't it. So there was one day I was going to go to Planet Fitness. I was with my friend, my friend Traven. He's the one that actually got me into TikTok. But anyway, basically, I was with him and his friend, who is like a YouTuber, sort of. And basically, we were gonna go to another Planet Fitness and record a kickout video. But the problem was they were closed that day. So I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? It was late at night. So we saw there was something, like an arcade called Scene 75 right next door. And I had an idea a couple days before of just, wearing like a funny outfit and sort of like walking up to girls. So I had that in my car. And I was like, okay, well, what if I just go in this arcade with like, it was like a cringy cat shirt, like some long shorts and like, high socks. It wasn't the cringe outfit yet, but it was cringy. And basically
Mach 1 of the cringe outfit.
Right. And that's what it was. So we went in there and basically, it was that's what started it off. I walked up to a girl in that outfit and I asked her out using like a really cringy pickup line. And that video, got like 300,000 views. And at that time I was like freaking out.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, there's no way.
Yo,
Like,
it's
yeah.
over. It's
No,
over.
and that's the thing. Like for me, it was always like the first 10,000 views that I ever got. I mean, this was before the cringe stuff too, though. Nothing compared to that feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've never had that. So I was like, that exactly. I was like,
Yeah.
it's over. It's over.
Yeah,
This is it.
It's time. It's time.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. So anyway, so I knew after that one video, I needed to continue with the cringe stuff, and eventually I found my cringe outfit, which is a whole nother story.
Oh yeah, and just get you got your whole niche filed down,
Yeah.
like everybody, like I love the name too, King Cringe. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
you know what you're coming to the page for, you know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
how did you get King Cringe? That's insane.
Before
Like,
anybody
that
else,
is
you know what I'm
such a
saying?
genius name. Nobody's thought of it.
Yeah, no, literally.
What?
So, with that name, I used to have my account name as Jordan.Roberto, which
Mhm.
is my first and last name. And with what I was doing, it was so consistent. You know, it was so consistently cringe. Like that was what it was all about, was cringe. And so for so long, I had that name, and I was like, this just isn't fitting it. Like no one's gonna say, oh, you know that Jordan Roberto kid who does those cringe videos. No one's gonna do that. I was like, anyone who has any form of, you know, name out there on social media sort of has like, or better yet, like rappers. Perfect example. Like you don't know, most people don't know rappers' real names.
Yeah.
And it just makes it easier to remember. So there was one point that I don't know what made me think of it, but I was just like, oh, you know, cringe, like I don't know. King Cringe, it just one day just popped into my head.
Yeah, it just pulls the attention. Just the all you have to do is see King Cringe, and you already understand what's going to be on the page.
Right.
So you can already know if you want to go watch it. You know what I'm saying? So like, that probably pulls in traction just alone, just from your name. You know?
Oh, for sure.
Great marketing.
Yeah.
Great for marketing. Now, you said a story for another time was how you chose the outfit.
Yeah.
I would love to hear that story. I would love to hear that.
So that was sort of an accident, but it was the best accident possible, right? So some people think that I mean, I did pick it out, but it wasn't like very calculated. So there was one day I walked into a random Goodwill because I knew if I was going to be able to find, you know, a cringy outfit, I would hope that I could find something there, right? Not that Goodwill is cringy, it's just that, you know what I'm saying?
No, they definitely got it, though.
Yeah, they just have a variety of things. So, you know, I walked in there and I was looking everywhere for this cringy outfit, right? I went through a couple different shirts and pants and stuff like that, and nothing was really clicking with me. The first thing I saw, though, was neon green shorts that were long.
Oh, fuck.
I knew when I saw those, I'm like, okay, that's it. You know, the highlighter
That's
kid.
the start. Right? Yeah, the highlighter kid.
So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is it. So I stuck with the shorts and I kept walking. I looked throughout the entire store for a hoodie or a shirt, and I couldn't find anything. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. I was getting really frustrated. But the very last hoodie that I almost didn't see because it was wedged in between like two different shirts, I moved those shirts.
The Holy Grail.
The instant I saw that shirt, I just walked straight to the counter. That was it.
This is it.
I knew it. I looked at it. I'm like, this matches. This is perfect.
That's literally the same exact color.
Yes. And like from that point on, I knew that was like that part of the outfit. I bought that, put those in a couple videos, and I was like, okay, this is perfect. But then to complete the outfit, at first I was wearing like white socks and like green Vans.
Yeah.
And I knew that still wasn't it. So there's one day I actually couldn't find my green Vans. So I was like, what am I going to wear? So I found my brother's old soccer cleats, which just so happened to be green.
Green, the same green too.
Which, when I look back, if he didn't buy those soccer cleats, it wouldn't have been the complete costume.
It would be a different story right now.
Right. So I found those cleats, I put them on, and I'm like, hey, Mom, do you think this looks good for the outfit? She's like,
perfect answer.
Yeah, sure. And I was
when
like,
you get that,
right,
that's your confirmation.
You know you did it.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute. Well, these are like cleats, though. Like, they have spikes on them. What am I doing? But then I was like, all right, I'm just going to go with it. So you know what? After those first couple videos, and I saw people's reaction, like, are those cleats? I was like, oh, this is good. This is it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And then you added the neon green socks and stuff.
And that actually took a while, too. I was wearing white socks, but then there's one day I went to, that's true. I went to Party City, and I found a green hat, all green hat, because I used to wear an Angry Birds hat. But I found an all green hat and then those neon green socks in the same section. And so once I put on that complete thing, I knew that was the full costume.
Yeah, you completed all the pieces, collected all the pieces.
So do just all brands know that anything cringy just needs that type of green? Or is it
I think so, because it's just like, I mean, I think the confidence it takes in general to go out and wear neon is just kind of like, you stick out too much.
Let's just talk about going out in public and just wearing the cleats.
Yeah, yeah. You hear
like, why is he wearing cleats?
Yeah,
click, clack,
in the mall, you
clack.
hear, and it was loud. I mean,
damn.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's my Tinder date.
Where did you get the confidence from to do it? To like go out in public? Like, did it take a lot of like anxiety, or did you just do it?
So I was at a point where, you know, I realized that if I wanted to be an actor, I just had to get over the fear of embarrassment.
You had to do it.
And I mean, I knew the best way you could do that is constantly embarrassing yourself. People talk about that all the time, like, you know, you should consistently go out and every day get out of your comfort zone and do something to, you know,
definitely,
whatever. But I just took it to the extreme, and I was like,
went out.
I mean, you know, because I realized at the end of the day, what I really like about my character is that, I don't take myself so seriously. I feel like there's lots of people on TikTok who are trying so hard to be like alpha and like a savage, and they're like so serious that it's like I don't know if that's actually them or not. Right?
Definitely not. I feel that. It's definitely not.
Right.
It's a character that they're building just like yours, except it's just on the wrong path.
Yeah.
You got it. Trust me, you got it.
Thank you. Yeah. And I just think some people have a certain level of, they can relate to the character in some way. Not to the, complete extent, but there's, I feel like there's some people out there who feel like, man, they're kind of cringy or so I think that's what makes it so unique too. It's just slightly relatable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like their extreme shadow.
That's what people like is relatability, something that they can like relate to. I like that.
They want something that they could never do themselves. Yeah. They see you and they're like, oh my God, I wish I could do something like that and be that cringy and get the views.
Take some balls, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. I couldn't. Oh my God. I'll be pissing my pants out there.
We tried that scene. We're better doing that shit off camera. Weirdly enough, we can do weird shit off camera.
Catch us off camera. We'll be doing the weirdest shit you've ever seen.
Just by nature.
Life. Yeah, just by nature. Yeah.
Oh,
put a camera on us. All of a sudden, it's like, ma'am, ma'am.
I know what you mean, because honestly, I've realized sometimes like being more of my serious self in videos sometimes feels more cringy than one of my characters.
I feel that.
It's really over exaggerated, but like when you're actually serious, it is a little bit a different level of comfort.
That's a really good point. I didn't even think about that.
At least you're playing a character. It's like you can hop into the character and be like, at least I know I'm a character. Type shit.
Yeah.
So I feel
It's a good way to think about it.
Oh, for sure.
Who do you take inspiration from? Did anybody inspiration like help you get good at like acting, or did you just did it all on your own?
I feel like ever since I was young, I really joked around with my friends a lot, and like people say that all the time. But what I mean is, I really did put like it was probably obnoxious at a certain point how much of a show I was putting on around people. But that was just my humor.
Yeah.
So with all my friends, I would joke around all the time and sort of just have like these different like character voices, and they thought it was really funny, and that was fun to me. So like that's the thing. I always felt like when I was young, I had some level of, and I felt like I was an entertainer.
Yeah, born entertainer.
Like, right. And so the more I did that, they're like, oh man, you could be on like Disney one day. And I was like,
that'd be cool.
You know what? Doing the Disney thing.
Yeah. So I guess through time, there was one point where I like embraced the humor, and I was like, well, maybe I could do something with it,
Yeah. That was a good move for sure.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Definitely made the right move there.
Yeah. Well, there's some people that just you can tell that they're meant to be an entertainer, and obviously you are one of those people. A lot so far that actually you and the one other person that we've been able to interview on this podcast have just been born entertainers.
Yeah.
You just come on and it's just very live, very active, fun conversation, and I'm very happy to say that at least you're one of those people. You're just you're an interesting person.
For sure, thank you.
Born entertainer, like we said.
Yeah.
I actually had a quick question. It was let me check it over here. Oh yeah. Aside from like entertainment and TikTok and all that, like what are your passions? Like what do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Where do you see yourself going?
That's interesting. Well, I go to the gym and stuff like that. I feel like that's where everything started truly. That's where I was talking about with like the self-improvement stuff. Everything really did start at a gym called UXL in Ohio. That was the place. So really I noticed that, I feel like everyone's looking for their purpose. And once I really was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I realized that like when I'm not making videos and stuff like that, I do feel a lack of like purpose, I'm like, well, what am I doing? And so I realized that like, this is what's so important. A lot of people that don't like their jobs, they don't find purpose in what they're doing on a daily basis. And I think that's the issue. So I realized that really my life has just become my work, but that's, ideally what people would want.
I know what you're saying. Like we come from like, before we did all this podcast stuff, we literally just trapped. Like we were just trapped. That was our only business. You know what I'm saying? So coming from the trap to this gave us a lot of that like same like energy, like what you were just talking about. It was, like,
it's easy. It's very easy to enjoy the trap, but it's also a lot of hard work. And at a certain point, you just want to fucking throw everything out the window and just go, fuck this, I'm done. Because, it's fun work for a certain amount of time, then it becomes very repetitive.
From the outside, it looks fun. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's, like, easy and fun. You make tons of money and everything, but it's, like...
It's pretty stressful, too, though, right?
It's so stressful because, like, even doing the podcast is stressful. Like, trying to
But not
balance
as-
everybody and get all the right timings and all this stuff. But like, you know,
Not as
other than
much.
that, it's easy. You know, other
Yeah.
than that, it's a pretty easy job. Some days I'll stay home and do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you could do the same. You know, if you just felt like taking a couple of days off, you could just take the couple of days off.
Yeah.
No one's gonna tell you like, hey, come into work. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. No, I've done that, and sometimes you need to just to take a break because creativity. You know, it's one of those things that like once you feel more refreshed, things start to flow. There's you want to feel like you're in the flow state. There's nothing worse than trying to force the humor.
Yeah,
and I've
I
done that a
agree with
couple
that a
times,
lot.
and those videos I usually
Seriously.
took down.
I feel that.
Well, I found you know, once you start forcing shit, you know, you don't get back into the groove. You got to
Right.
take a day to just go, okay, I need to figure out what's going on.
100%.
Restart. You know, reboot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just reboot everything, get it all solid again. I had that happen a bunch of times. Like there'll be times, like I said, within the trap that will like there'll be like a whole month where nothing happens. You know what I'm
Those
saying?
are sad months.
And it is, yeah, those are shitty months. But then there are months, like the following month is just filled with blessings. You know what I'm saying? It's all
Yeah.
about like manifestation and positive energy and
Mhm.
shit. Like that's something I highly believe in is like,
Well, a lot of manifestation is just putting your energy out there, and putting your energy out there is putting yourself out there.
well, it's a, well,
And that's what
manifestation.
gets
Oh,
you
I got
there.
really into that. That's the thing.
Manifestation has to deal with action while what the other one has to deal with mentality. So like action and mentality, when those two things come together, that's when you fucking get
That's when
results.
that's when you're manifest. Well, yeah, actually, no, that's when you're getting results.
Yeah, that's when
Right.
you
No,
get
no, I'll
results
agree
is
with
when
that.
you put those two things together. You can control your own mentality and, you know, complete the actions that you say you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like make shit happen. Don't just talk about it.
Right. Yeah. And like with the law of attraction, they talk about how like really the way to get to your goal or the things you want to attract is being on the same like vibrational level as that thing you want to attract or event or whatever.
Mhm.
Because, you know, think about
Absolutely.
it this way. If you see a Lamborghini drive by and you look at that and you say like, oh my gosh, how did they do that?
Mm-hmm.
I want that. You're already at a vibrational level of, you know, I can't have that.
Yeah.
And there's something really powerful that happens once you feel on a subconscious level
That I can have that.
like there's like that's the thing. I always felt like, you know, with this acting stuff, I always felt like no matter what, and that's the thing, that's what it was with TikTok. When I set my goal, that's the thing. This was very specific. I created a vision board. I had a law of attraction
Oh,
journal,
hell yeah.
and I said specifically, I have this written down in plenty of places, saying that, you know, I wanted to grow to 1 million followers and then move to LA by August. And that's exactly what I did. And that was when I was at 0 followers.
And that's called manifestation
That's
right
manifestation.
there. You know what
no,
I'm saying?
that's some real shit.
That's
though.
mentality and action.
Right.
No,
Because
and
that's
it
some
worked.
real
you
shit.
can't have the law of attraction without the law of action.
Mhm.
No,
But-
seriously, no.
That's
I
true.
like that. I
Yeah.
actually haven't heard that one before.
That's the most important thing, too. Because some people think that, like, you can just imagine a Lamborghini showing up at your front door.
Mhm.
It's like,
I remember
no.
like when I first started believing in the energy and shit, I was like skeptical and it wouldn't like work the way I wanted it to. So I would like get disappointed with it. But then when I started just fully believing myself and everything, like the energy was a lot easier to control. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I could do whatever I want at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
It's the whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call it universe. It's the universe feeling your energy and saying, well, I'm going to give that right back to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good
And
energy brings good energy.
No, if you've got a weak energy, well, then you're going to get weak blessings. You're going to get weak shit.
Exactly. You're
And
going to
it's
get like a $1 raise at your job or something.
Yeah.
Not like, you know,
Not this idea of, oh, I need to go start my own shit and fucking
yeah,
do
your
this.
whole own business.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But that's where it comes down to different personalities. And if we don't have people working for us and we're all bosses, then where does the world go?
It wouldn't work that way. That's
It
right.
wouldn't.
And that's why they have to keep this systematic structure.
That's it. Well, how many broke people does it take to make one rich person?
That's
you know?
right.
All right.
Yeah. It's a
Um,
fucked up conversation.
I need to wrap up this podcast because we got to get ready for the second one right now. They
Oh,
just
shit.
pulled up like 5 minutes ago.
Oh,
so
shit.
that's a wrap. Everybody can just give the middle camera.
Hey, let's do an
give the little
outro
middle
picture.
camera real quick, just like in the middle. Are you in there, Dylan? You in there? I don't know if we're in the frame, but should be good. Cool.
Let's get it.
All right, bet.
All right.
Episode 2.
Yep, that was episode 2.